Let me switch gears here. Welcome to the second Sunday of Lent. Today we are continuing our Lenten devotionals from the book of Lent in Plain Sight. The subject for today is crosses. Notice the variety of crosses we have on our table and on the screen. Think about how you have viewed or understood the image of the cross. In what ways has your understanding changed over the years? I will begin with the scripture from Mark 8:34. If any want to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. The sequence for discipleship begins with the denial of self, moves to taking up one's cross, and then journeys to following Jesus. The step seems important. One cannot happen without the prior action being done. Letting go of selfish ambitions, ego, and self-protection precedes taking up the cross, which Jesus requires. Following Jesus, minus the cross, does not constitute discipleship. Instead, merely spiritual curiosity or a free, no-risk, cheap grace trial of apostleship, or perhaps aloof reporting on the oddity of this Jesus of Nazareth. Denial of self, taking up the cross, and following equal the trinity of discipleship, the three-legged stool of faithfulness, the doing justice, loving kindness, and humble walking with singular loyalty to the Most High God. But how do we define our cross? What exactly does Jesus mean when he instructs us to take up our cross? If doing so is not simply the burden of human limits, illness, a challenging family member, a tragedy, or hardship, what does Jesus call us to carry? Perhaps if we are struggling with the aspects of Jesus' command, we need to return to the first step and deny ourselves. Look forward, look to Jesus. The cross taken up by Jesus leads to taking on the sin of the world, a sacrifice for the sake of others, a willing relinquishing of status, power, safety, and security. Might ours entail such qualities too? We are not Jesus, of course. Some of us hold great status, power, and security. Some of us hold little or none. And yet all of us wield influence in whatever circles we inhabit. In those circles, big or small, with that influence, obvious or under the radar, we do actively choose to look past our self-preservation and risk our own interests for the sake of the vulnerable, oppressed, marginalized, and fearful. When we do, we weave together the trinity of faithful discipleship, denying ourselves and taking up our cross and following Jesus. This may not be as dramatic as martyrdom, but it could be. It may be as simple and difficult as standing up to those with whom we are closest when solidarity with them would keep us safe. It could be advocating for those without a voice, even when doing so alienates us from those in power. No matter the end result, daily standing on this three-legged stool of solid Christian life prepares us to follow Jesus all the way to Jerusalem and bears witness to him along the route, to all we encounter along the way. working for justice and being just, loving kindness make for a life of purpose and joy, strangely synonymous with self-denial, cross and cross-bearing. Think about what your spheres of influence are and how you are using them. Do you own items of clothing, jewelry, or art with a cross? Why? What do these items mean to you or symbolize to you? I'd like for you to watch for crosses wherever you go this week. Think about what message they send about the gospel of Jesus. Now, spiritual life is inviting you to bring a cross to hang on the wall in the narthex. The last picture on the screen is the wall of crosses at the Promise. Our wall of crosses will grow over time and remind us of Christ's sacrifice. I have also brought a couple of items that you might take with you to remind you of the cross. This is a pocket prayer shawl. And over here we have a testimony to my new hobby, a prayer quilt. You keep these in your pocket and just hold on to them for safekeeping. Thank you.